Boom. There it is. So 130,600 damage on this Byakuya. Now that is pretty standard when you have the spiritual pressure boost. That's super important to note. So 130,000 damage. We're gonna say that at the baseline. Now, the reason that this character is freaking stupid is because of how her damage gets calculated. Now, with weakened defense, we're gonna get a 30% damage increase. With the weakening, we're gonna get a 50% damage increase. And yes, this does get calculated in together. Now we are gonna multiply it by the 7 of the extra hits from the bombardment. So assuming that the enemy isn't dead, right? This attack would hit for 1.7 million after the initial hit. So we still gotta calculate in the original 130,000 hit. Now we are left with 1.9 million with this special move. But this isn't all. This is without killer.
ありがとうワーズワース。お寿司ちゃん、どうしたんですか？メリークリスマス。
Alright, what is going on, guys? Fubble is back again, coming into the showcase on a Max Transcended T20 Noel. Now, I want to just give a disclaimer. This character is by far the strongest hitting nuke in the entire game. We're going to go over all the calculations in this video, and yeah, let's just get right into it. Alright, so shout out to my boy Avarisha for letting me do this showcase. As you see here, she is a no affiliation unit, and she also has a holo killer and no affiliation killer. Now, unfortunately, this guy decides to max transcend every single unit, no matter how dummy thick their thighs are or how dangly long their little schlong is, right? So unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the attack up, but that honestly doesn't matter. You'll see exactly why in a bit. So we do have the level 10 and level 10 SP, level 10 focus, and then we also have the SP level 3. Going into her actual skills, we do have access to Sprinter +1, Guard Break, Havoc 20%, a Bruiser of 20%, a Berserker of 40%, Reduced Strong Attack cooldown of 12% from her Soul Trait. For the extra skills, we do have full stamina damage boost 25% and weakened defense because he is a guild quest whore. We do have increased super power link stop potions +5 and increased power link stop potions +5. Now this is going to cut down on your farming immensely. We have Frenzy +1, Bombardment, Debilitator +5 seconds, increased status element chance against power attribute holo and no affiliation enemies. This is going to be very, very good to coincide with your status element spiritual pressure boost +80%. Now I've been messing around with the spiritual pressure 80% boost, and honestly the way that it interacts with your damage is it roughly increases your damage by about 80%. That might sound like an exaggeration, but it is not. Normally, an increase of 80% spiritual pressure does not normally do that. But the fact that this spiritual pressure boost takes place after all of your stats are completely put in, it does not give you 80% base stats. It gives you 80% after stats, and that causes an incredible amount of damage increase. So let's just get right into it and take her into IZ. I wish he left me in IT just so that we can see what she can do when she has killer, because when she has killer, she will proc almost 100% of the time because of how her kit is. So without further ado, let's take her in and see exactly what she's capable of. Now, first strong attack, boom boom. You'll see here that it dealt 7,300 damage. Now I want to make note of that, because I want you to see exactly how damage gets increased over the course of this run. Now we're going to try to get our spiritual pressure boost. There we go. So first strong attack, boom. You'll see there that she dealt 13,200 to that enemy, where she normally dealt like what, just roughly 7,500. So 13,200 divided by the 7,400, boom. You'll see here that the damage is roughly 78% higher. So it comes in it wanes and it ebbs and flows, excuse me. So 78 to 82% more damage every now and then, which is, in my opinion, kind of stupid. So first strong attack, boom boom. Second strong attack is going to hit for 10,000 right there. That 10,000 is with Frenzy. This strong attack, the second strong attack, actually hits a total of 28 times. So that damage, nuts. Third strong attack, boom, 30,400. This character, without weakening, is hitting these enemies for 243,000 without regard for human life. Actually, let's test out the third strong attack without the spiritual pressure boost, just so that you can get an idea of what kind of damage she would deal without the spiritual pressure boost, right? Boom. So 18,400, right? So we're gonna actually stop this here and just make note of that. So what was the damage? 30,400 divided by 18,000. Let's just do the 18,300. I forget exactly what the exact number was. Here's 66% increase in damage. Boom, boom. That's without the spiritual pressure boost. Boom. Yeah, and you saw that the 30,400 was actually on the low end because here we actually dealt 33,400. So 33,400 divided by the 18,300, we actually get 82% extra damage. So that's why it's important to note that damage does scale. Like the range of damage, you're not going to deal the same amount of damage at all times. It's not kind of like Pokemon, for example. Like you can get a general idea of how much damage you'll deal every single time you use, say, flamethrower or scratch against another Pokemon based on what you hit them with the first time. So yeah. One thing to note though is that when you use your special move, the special move will actually automatically proc your spiritual pressure boost immediately. Boom. So it'll actually proc it almost immediately. Boom, boom. I'm not sure if it requires the first hit, but I know that if it hits one enemy, it'll be active on everyone else. So for example, say there's 10 enemies, if your spiritual pressure boost were to come out, that one hit will proc one time on one enemy, and then it will hit everyone else for the increase in damage. And that's really, really important when it comes to calculating damage, because if there's multiple enemies on the screen, you're going to be dealing crazy amounts of damage later on. So like say there's 10 enemies and one of them's the boss. If it happens to pick the enemy closest to you, and the boss is like say this is the first enemy and the boss is like standing here, this boss is going to get hit with the 80% extra damage. That's a different way that this game calculates damage as opposed to the normal way where you hit the enemy, they aren't weakened defense until they get hit at least once. So as we calculate this damage, just keep that in mind, because you're gonna see like 115,000 right here. Boom, there it is. So 130,600 damage on this Byakuya. Now that is pretty standard when you have the spiritual pressure boost. That's super important to note. So 130,000 damage. We're gonna say that at the baseline. Now, the reason that this character is freaking stupid is because of how her damage gets calculated. Now, with weakened defense, we're gonna get a 30% damage increase. With the weakening, we're gonna get a 50% damage increase. And yes, this does get calculated in together. Now we're gonna multiply it by the 7 of the extra hits from the bombardment. So assuming that the enemy isn't dead, right? This attack would hit for 1.7 million after the initial hit. So we still got to calculate in the original 130,000 hit. Now we are left with 1.9 million with this special move. Now the reason that I'm saying that this character is the strongest nuke in the game is because this 1.9 million is already higher than characters like Bankai Hikone, characters that just have straight up weakening on their special moves. And just a straight up devastation of 40 to 60%. This is stupid. But this isn't all. This is without killer. And the first time that I was playing around with her, I'm like, oh wow, 1.9 million, that's crazy damage. And then I'm like, wait a second. This is without killer, because we still have to multiply in the 1.6 killer, right? So this character is hitting for 3 million easily. Not oh my gosh, the range. Because if we take the 125,000, for example, that we dealt on the other enemy that was like near us, right? 1.6 times 1.5 times 1.3 times 7 plus 125,000. Oh, oops, I calculated in the my bad. This 125,000 is supposed to get an extra 60% damage. What's 60% of 1.25? 60,000. I think it's like 75,000. I'm pretty sure that's right. So we're still hitting almost 3 million right there, and that's on the low end, right? So let me just make 100% sure. 125,000 times 1.6. Yeah. So it was 75,000. Okay, so I did that right in my head, anyways. Yeah. So keep in mind that this is all without attention time. So let's just take the 3 million. And let's multiply that by 1.9. Like say the Hollow Bait takes off 10% base raw damage, and the Tension Tide pretty much doubles your damage, right? We're still left with like 5.7 million for the special move with killer. And this is in IZ, so keep in mind in stuff like Guild Quest, where you have multiple enemies getting hit, multiple allies hitting on the enemy and wailing out on them. Noel is by far the hardest hitting nuke in the game. Now I will have a guild quest video coming up. I don't normally do that, but Avaricia has taken the time to actually record one, so I will be showcasing that on this channel as well. And yeah, so shout out to my boy Avaricia for letting me do this showcase. I think that I've only done one run, but let's just fool around with her and see exactly how she performs. Just like say we're just playing the game, right? Now she is using 2 hybrid characters, and keep in mind that 5.7 million is without full stamina damage boost, right? Should hit from that side, yep. Now keep in mind that the spiritual pressure boost does last 20 seconds, and it does not refresh even if you proc status ailment on an enemy. That's really important, because like you can't be under the spiritual pressure boost infinitely. So like say I weakened this enemy, I would not have gotten my spiritual pressure boost back. Now just to show like show good faith, I'm gonna grab the spiritual pressure boost. Okay, there is the spiritual pressure boost. Boom. You see how we hit someone for like 183k? That was the secondary hit. All right. So that 93,000, that with the full stamina damage boost that we would have had, 93,000 multiply that by 1.25, we're still getting like the 116,000, but we also missing the combo bonus that she easily gets. So, what I do want to bring up is the fact that we also did not calculate in full stamina damage boost. This is a hybrid build Noel. This is not Senkaizen build Noel, where we're trying to deal as much damage with our special move as possible. This is literally just base Noel. Now, if we want to calculate the full stamina damage boost, we can, and that's the beauty of like that's the beauty of math. I get that some people don't like math, but I mean it is what it is. So let's take the 130,000 again, right? The 130,000 that we dealt in the last run, because we had a smooth run. I didn't get hit because I suck at this game, and we're gonna multiply this. This is the fun part. Divide this by 1.25, which is the full stamina damage boost that we originally had. Multiply it by 1.85, which is 3 Senkaizens. Now let's just assume that we're not using like a 25% full stamina damage boost character like full stam Grimjow or Power Jushiro, right? So that 30%, that 130,000 gets turned into 192,000. Now this is where the numbers get crazy. 50% for the weakening. 1.3, 30% for the weakened defense. Now we're gonna multiply the 7. Oh wait, hold on. I want to make sure that I do all of this correctly. 192,000 multiply 1.6 for the killer. Multiply. No, so this is gonna be the base number, the 307,200. Imagine you hit for 300,000 as the base hit. That's stupid. That's dumb. But now we're gonna multiply the weakening, multiply the weakened defense, multiply the amount of hits. And then we're gonna add the 300. I want to make sure that this is all as accurate as I can. The 307,000, right? So 4.5 million. Multiply that by 1.9. Let's just assume that we lose 10% damage from the hollow bait, since we're just gonna slap on the tension time. And now we're dealing 8.55 million on this enemy with Senkaizen links. Now, obviously, I can let me put on the Senkaizen links. We'll attack. We'll get our spiritual pressure boost, and we'll just do it to the first enemy, just so that you know that I'm not capping it up. Boom, 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 boom. Now, that's another thing with the Senkaizen links. We're gonna lose a bit of our soul trait. What do they call soul trait stat boosts? So we're gonna lose a bit of stats. So we might lose a little bit more, a little bit of damage in that regard. I don't think it's gonna be too significant. Let's get our spiritual pressure boost up. There it is. Yeah, so 155,000 there. I don't like that. I feel like it should have been higher. Let's see how it builds up as we get more combo. I just realized that that's also gonna be pretty relevant here. I'm getting text in. Now I need this status element up by the time we get to the boss, so I kind of want to... Perfect, look at that. Exactly what we needed. Now we should have it by the time we use our special here. Boom. 166,000. Ah, so damn, we lose a lot of damage from losing the stat boost. Wow, that's actually much more damage than I expected to lose. So let's do 16,500, multiply that by 1.6 times 1.5 times 1.3 times 7 plus the 1.6. Wait, what? Where's my calculation numbers? Oh, that's annoying. 16500 times 1. Times 1.6. Boom. There we go. Okay, so I need this number. This 266,000 is the number that I actually need to keep. 1.3 times 7. Boom. And then we're gonna add the 266,400. Multiply that by 1.9. Let's just give or take for the tension tie, and there we go. So 7.4 mil instead of 8.5. Okay, that's a huge decrease in damage that we got hit with there. But like, the fact of the matter is, it's still more damage than almost any other character that could that's more damage than most characters can put out. Let's see, Art Book Ichigo. I'd love to test out my Art Book Ichigo and test this damage out, but like it doesn't matter, because like divided by 1.8 is the spiritual pressure boost. Like Art Book Ichigo is gonna eke out maybe 3.5, 4.5 million, which is a lot, but like 7.4 million is a lot higher. Now I do like Art Book Ichigo Soul Reaper Killer over Hollow Killer, but that doesn't change the fact that this character is going to be useful whether you, like wherever you want to use her, she's going to be useful. Epic Raids gives you potions. Guild Quest, she's going to be one of the best nukers in the game. Even if she doesn't have killer, I think she'll still be somewhat useful because of the bombardment weakened defense. I wouldn't take her, I wouldn't bring her anywhere that there's no hollows, but I mean, it is what it is. It's not like she has the debuff ability like Chuhei, but whenever there's hollow enemies, there you go. In IT Ultra, she gives you super potions, and she gives you potions. In Inheritance Zone, she gives you potions. Epic Raids, she's gonna give you potions, and she's gonna be a good nuker. Like there's no place that you can't use this character, and that's why I think that this character is better than Byakuya, because of the versatility that you get with this character. There's actually not that much content in this game that requires you to have Sharpshooter anymore, whereas you kind of want characters that will help you farm faster and save, like a character that literally helps you save your life, literally, because it saves time from farming, is really, really good. Is she worth going for the 5/5? I don't know about how I feel about that. Is she worth your rainbow special move sources trying to get her 5/5? I think so. I think that her and Nini are going to be characters that will be good for a very, very long time. Nini has that Flurry Frenzy +2, and Noel has like the best nuke in the game. These characters are, in my opinion, worthy of using rainbow move sources, and even if they come out with more super link slot potion characters, these characters, I don't really see them being outdated unless the new super link slot potion characters that come out literally do what they do but better, which that's kind of crazy to talk about. Same reason why I think that Nini is a bit more versatile than Aizen, just because she helps you farm faster. That's really, really important, especially in a game that forces you to grind really, really tediously for just mild progression. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Guys, grind, I'll catch up with him. Stay blessed. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, this is not a fully built Noel either. She still has a lot to grow. I'm not 100% sure how much damage she'll actually gain from getting this to level 10, but expect her to deal much more damage than we actually shown in this video. That, in my opinion, es una chingada. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Dang, did I really just show my face for a showcase? Oh, damn.